Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing this BMW X5 M50i. We're going to take a dive into what this vehicle has to offer, as well as giving you a POV of what it's like to drive behind the wheel. Now the wheels on this are 315, 30, 22 on the rears. They are monsters, they look good. And the fronts are 275, 35, 22s. So no, I didn't detail the engine bay yet, so forgive me. We usually keep our vehicles nice and clean, but we're in Maryland and it is still kind of chilly out. So haven't had time to really wash the whole entire car, but we'll get to it. Starting to warm up. Now as far as performance, it is 523 horsepower with 553 pound-feet of torque. It is an 8-speed automatic with a 4.4 turbo V8 engine. Now I haven't taken it to the track, but from Googling, it does do a 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. Hopefully we'll check it out and take it to the track one day and see. We do have the Draggy. Maybe we'll hook it up and take it for a spin, see what kind of results we get. So I haven't used the Beamer Code app yet, like we did on the M5 and also the 535, to go through the settings and change some things that aren't available through the iDrive system to change. But if you guys want to see a video on that, comment below Beamer Code and we'll do a video on that. All right, so now we're going to jump on the inside, but please don't judge me because I did not clean the interior. All right, as you can see, the carpets are dirty. We did put seat covers on to protect the beige leather. My wife found these and she liked them. They're doing the job, easy to install. They're getting dirty, they could use a cleaning, but underneath, everything's protected. But her favorite part of the vehicle when she first test drove it was this crystal-like gear shift knob, which is pretty cool. A little bit of elegance. And also I'm going to show you all the lights inside. We'll take it somewhere dark, or I'll wait for it to get dark out, and I will show you the different, the ambient lighting that this vehicle has. It is really nice. The back seats have plenty of leg room. Let me jump in here. So, if you're taller than 6 foot, you might have, it might be a little bit tight, but I am 5'7", and I have about, 5 inches here. Pretty comfortable. The kids like it back here. They do have heat warmers back here as well. The front seats have massagers and the heat warmers. Both seats do have the massagers, but the back seats do have heat warmers as well. And as far as the trunk, let's see what's back here. I'm just doing this raw, man. I don't know what's behind, in the trunk, what my wife has in here, but it is pretty dirty. Could use a cleaning interior detail. But as far as space, the seats do fold down. There's plenty of room here. And also this piece right here, this trailer comes down to give it some more, some better access. And then to close it all you gotta do is hit this one, and this thing is a beast. The startup on it, it is aggressive. All right, so behind the wheel, it is a very nice cockpit. Everything is easily accessible. We test drove some other cars before buying this, and I'll tell you about them and why we chose the X5. I don't want to talk down on any of them because, to tell you the truth, my wife didn't want this vehicle to start. She was looking at the Porsche Cayenne, the Porsche Macan. We test drove the Audi Q8. So a little bit more of that in a second. All your different buttons are down here, easily accessible, not too confusing. You got your sport mode, comfort, eco pro, your on-off button, which this is something that we could code out in Beamer Code. So it doesn't go into the auto on-off position. It just stays on because I can't stand that. Let's see, if we go here to home, all your different settings. If you go down into car, you can do different settings, experience mode. You can set different driver profiles. But if you go under experience, you can do executive, expressive, or well-being, which just gives you a different personal, relaxed atmosphere while you're driving. Let's see here to settings. You can go into exterior lighting, your driving modes, display settings, interior lighting. The ambient lighting has many different colors. I don't know why this is on this color. We had it on blue, but they do have a good selection of colors. Now down in the center console, you have, 2 cup holders, a USB charging port. You got 12 volts. You can plug in here. You do have a wireless charging area as well. And then you do have a sunroof, a panoramic, all the way back. And it does have ambient lighting as well. At nighttime, it looks pretty cool. It looks like stars up in the sunroof glass. All right, so like I was saying, my wife was interested in test driving the Porsche Cayenne. We also test drove the Macan too, but that wasn't practical because it was kind of small. We do have a family. When we get away, we want something that we could fit comfortably in. And also the Q8 we test drove as well. Before we purchased this X5, we had a Range Rover that I do not recommend anyone purchasing for obvious reasons. They're not reliable. So now the Porsche was, they're nice looking. The Porsche Cayenne and the Macan, they're not bad looking. But as far as when you sit inside of them, there's a lot of buttons, and that was overwhelming to my wife. It's a little confusing. The center console has a lot of different buttons, and it can be a little overwhelming. As far as performance, I was not impressed. You think Porsche, you think performance, and it didn't have any kind of aggressive sound to it. We even cold starting it, it didn't sound mean at all. So it does need a lot of performance upgrades to give it that sound. But with the BMW X5 M50i, the exhaust sounds like a beast. I have it in comfort mode right now, which once I accelerate, the exhaust is still kind of loud. The pickup is still good, not as great as sport mode, but you still have a good amount of performance. The handling on the vehicle is great. It does have paddle shifters as well. It does have driving assistance. If you want it to steer itself, it does have that feature as well. If you're going on a long road trip, you can set it to steer automatically. You do have to put your hands on the wheel occasionally, but it does do a lot of the steering for you. And there's different lane departure settings as well. You could have the steering wheel vibrate, or you can have it take over the wheel, where the steering wheel puts you back into the lane. As far as pickup, let's see, here we go here. Yeah, this thing gets up and goes. I think this has to be, as far as performance SUV, this has to be the #1 pick. That if you can't afford the X5M, the X5 M50i, I would say is the next go-to. Even the handling, I think, performs better than the Porsche. It's much more responsive. It's more aggressive. You feel more one with the car. I mean, that's why they say BMW is the ultimate driving machine, and why we have owned BMWs for majority of our lives. Now, when I think about performance, I'm talking about responsiveness of steering, suspension as far as roll when you're making those turns, and also, the exhaust sound. I like a mean sounding exhaust, and that's just personal to me. As far as performance-wise goes, braking also. How quickly you're coming to that stop. And did I say acceleration? How quick you're getting to that 0 to 60, how comfortable and how quick those shifts are. So since my wife drives the car most of the time, I thought, why not stop back by the house and pick her up? Like I was telling you guys before we decided to purchase the X5, we had the Range Rover. What do you think about the Range Rover?
The Range Rover is cute. It's a sporty, sexy little car, but it had the rough ride of a Jeep to me, and I didn't care for it much. Felt like when you go over a bump, you were just kind of bouncing all over the road.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned you didn't feel safe in it like you used to with the Escalade that we had before that.
Definitely not.
And then we also test drove the Porsche Cayenne, however you pronounce it. We drove out there because she was set on getting a Porsche. She was like, I am not getting an X5. She's driven one in the past, which was, the old models, which were a little more rugged on the road, a little bit more, I guess, rough, aggressive on the road. I guess the suspension-wise, why didn't you like the original X5 that you test drove?
It had a rougher ride, but it was a much older model. It was probably about 10 years ago, so I didn't care for it back then.
Yep. And so she was set on the Porsche.
I was, until I test drove it, and I was disappointed. I liked it. I liked the Porsche when I first drove it, because I thought it's a sexy little car. But after I got into the BMW, there was no comparison. From the minute I started it up to the drive, nothing compares to the way that it handles and its performance and the power that the car actually has. I think it's funny when people pull up and try to race me.
So as far as handling, you're happy with it?
It's the perfect mix of sporty versus sporty meets luxury. It's a great mix of both.
Yeah, I agree.
I love my truck.
So anyone out there looking to purchase an X5 M50i, what would you hike? How many stars would you give it?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. There you go. You heard it. You heard it straight from the store. She daily drives it. How many miles is it to work?
Round trip 35.
35 miles a day. And how many, as far as gas, how often do you fill up?
Probably every 10 days, 8 to 10 days.
That's not too bad. Even once a week.
It's not horrible. Nope.
It's not horrible.
I love it. I love the way it drives. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it handles. And I feel safe in it because it's a little bit bigger than the Range Rover too.
So you said people want to race you?
Mm-hmm.
Were they kids?
Like when these young bucks try to pull up in their fancy souped up cars and they try to race me and I realize there's a girl behind the wheel.
And as I was mentioning before, it does have self-parking as well. I'm sure a lot of the newer BMWs do have that feature. And also it does have self-driving, which you can put on cruise control, and it does steer itself like I mentioned before. You just have to occasionally put your hands on the wheels. So it does have the self-driving, which I didn't know it had until, I don't know, recently. We've had the car for what, a year? Mm-hmm. Has it been a year? Yeah, about a year.
A little over a year.
Over a year. And I just found out it has self-driving about a couple weeks ago. So I don't drive it that much. All right, let's check out what this ambient lighting looks like. There we go. So I have the brightness all the way up just so you guys can see it better, what it looks like. It looks pretty nice, and like I said, you could change the colors up here on the screen. You can go to lilac. Let's change that. Let's see here. Do orange and white. You can split it up. You can do the top one white, the bottom one orange, or you can make the whole thing orange. But we stick with blue just because we like blue because we're Greek and the Greek flag is blue. So, and blue's my favorite color too. So, and then the rear here, as you can see, I don't know if you're gonna see it on camera, but you can see the lighting here, but there's dots here as well. I don't know if my camera is picking it up too well, but in person you can see all the little blue dots as well. So guys, don't forget to comment below if you want to see a Beamer code video for the X5. Comment Beamer code, and we'll do a video as far as how to disable the start stop function, changing like the pop-ups when you start up, all the little warnings, stuff like that. You can also change the settings of the halos, the brightness. There's a bunch of little different things that we found with the with the M5, but I'm curious to see what kind of stuff you can change on the X5. So make sure you don't forget to comment down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing if you are new and smash that like button. See you next time.